Area 6 of 7 pillars of servant leadership is the systems thinker. I think that goes with Area 5, the vision or the foresight, because with the vision, it's where is point B? Where are we going? As the systems thinker, it's how do we get there? A lot of times with servant leadership, an individual knows where we need to go, but they do not have the ability to move the group ahead to get there. Or you could have the other side of it, an individual that knows how to move a group down the road to reach those goals, but there's not a clear understanding of what those goals are. To me, those two tie together for you to be an effective servant leader.
My name is Kent Farnsworth, and I served as president of Crowder College for 20 years. I think when I first got into leadership, I can't say that I had a really well formulated sense of what my leadership style was. I had a pretty good sense, I think, of what a good leader was and what I liked in a leader, and I knew what I wanted in an organization too. But I don't think I'd ever put it together in what I'd call a leadership philosophy. And when I first became acquainted with servant leadership, I recognized right away that that was something that was really important to me and that it fit in with what I saw as my personal sense of what leadership was all about. What I liked about it specifically, I think, was the idea that leadership is an act of service. The greater a leader's responsibility, the greater the responsibility to serve. And what I think I found particularly helpful about it as I became more acquainted with the philosophy was that it's very much a systems way of thinking about leadership. If you truly believe that every decision should improve the lives of all of those served by the organization, you have to think about how every decision affects people, not just the person who is immediately affected by it, but all those who are touched by the organization in any way. The great value of servant leadership to me has been that it's forced me to think beyond the immediacy of the decision that I'm making and encouraged me to think about how does this affect everybody that's going to be touched by the institution and by this decision over time. One of the people who's helped me find applications to servant leadership is a woman named Mary Follett, who was a leadership theorist from the beginning of the 20th century. And one of the things that she said is that every difference between people is a difference in values. When we have a conflict, she'd like to call it difference. It's really that we value things differently. And servant leadership, I think, encourages us when we have a conflict to sit down together and say, now, obviously we don't value this the same way. I feel this way, the institution feels this way. These are our institutional values. Your values seem to be different somehow. How can we bring those values together? My suggestion to somebody who's really interested in getting into leadership is to find that thing that you're truly passionate about. Lead in an area that you believe in. Lead in an area where service is going to be natural for you, where every day you get up, and I can say this honestly about my time at Crowder. There wasn't a day that I didn't look forward to coming to work. And I think if you're not in that position, if you're not feeling that way, feeling that passion about what you do, then you're not going to want to serve in the way that servant leadership demands.